just got a whole load worse for Meghan Markle because her sister Samantha ain't going anywhere.
What if that picture-perfect royal fairy tale wasn't perfect at all? I mean, seriously, people are whispering that Meghan Markle's kids aren't even real. Yep, you heard that right. The talk is that they're AI. Shocking, right? And here's the juiciest part. Insiders are buzzing that Meghan's oh-so-polished image, it's finally cracking.
She delivered it like an actress delivered it, an opera responded going, wow.
And smack in the middle of this storm, none other than her half-sister, Samantha Markle. Oh yes, the one Meghan probably hoped would stay silent forever.
In my opinion, she would still be a waitress if it wasn't for Dad.
For years, Samantha was written off as the jealous outsider, the bitter half-sibling. But honey, hold on tight, because that version of her, way too convenient.
Silence everybody and just produce a DNA sample.
Turns out Samantha has been quietly stacking up receipts that could flip Meghan's fairy tale upside down. And we're not talking about vague rumors. No, no, no. We're talking photos, dates, and family moments that put Meghan's story under a giant flashing question mark.
I do believe because there are no delivery certificates.
Family photos, timelines, and little details, things that completely mess with the version of events Meghan sold to the world. And believe me, it's not looking good.
Meghan Markle likely spent time with Prince Andrew and Jeffrey Epstein before she even met Prince Harry.
Now here's where it gets real messy, because courtroom whispers are saying this tea, it's not just family gossip anymore. Nope, it's being spilled where it actually counts.
Listen, I brought Meghan Markle, whatever her name is, to my Deal or No Deal celebrity golf tournament.
These receipts are being laid out in ways that could literally shake Meghan's reputation. Not just in Hollywood, not just in the media, but deep inside royal circles too.
They want to hide their secrets, and I just love digging away to find out what they don't want us to know.
And here's the jaw dropper. Samantha's receipts don't just poke holes in Meghan's story. Oh no, they could trigger fallout reaching all the way from LA's elite producers to palace insiders in London. That's not just drama, that's nuclear.
She was one of my Deal or No Deal girls that were, she was a caddy for all of my celebrities.
Harry, being a simple soul, has easily changed to suit Meghan's agenda.
So buckle up, because what started as a simple sibling feud is spiraling into something way bigger. Loyalty, betrayal, explosive revelations, and twists Meghan can't control no matter how hard she tries. And trust me, the juiciest shocker hasn't even landed yet.
Interesting how she's exposing her as a yacht girl, someone who was paid off by rich men to go and hang out.
For years, Samantha Markle was painted like some bitter shadow in Meghan's glittery rise, a forgotten jealous half-sister lurking in the background. But now insiders are saying that story was way too simple, because behind the scenes, Samantha's been doing her homework. We're talking old family photos, letters, school memories, real receipts that completely contradict Meghan's carefully crafted fairy tale. This wasn't just bitterness, it was strategy. Samantha knew Meghan's fame would drag their family into the spotlight one day, and she made sure she was ready.
I don't like to say it, but I gotta say it. I don't know of anybody that cold to do this.
Meanwhile, Meghan was out there ruling Netflix, chatting with Oprah, selling herself as the isolated victim who stood alone against the world. And Samantha, she was erased, vilified, cast as the opportunistic relative. But she wasn't about to let that narrative be the final word. She bided her time, waiting for the perfect moment to throw her truth on the table. And guess what? That moment is here.
Well, it's as if Meghan is now trying to turn your own daughter against you.
Right.
Samantha's persistence dragged this family feud way past tabloid gossip. It's now being watched by serious eyes. And the transformation? Jaw-dropping. The woman who was once dismissed as background noise is now the star player in a royal-adjacent drama that feels more like a Hollywood thriller than a family fight. But oh, this is just the start, because the real storm is about what Samantha has revealed next, something that strikes at Meghan's most famous interview and could change everything. Remember Meghan's big Oprah interview, the one that had the whole world glued to their screens? She said she grew up as an only child. Oh, people were wiping tears, totally buying into that heartbreaking narrative of a lonely little Meghan facing the world without family. But hold on, because insiders are saying that single line might be Meghan's biggest slip-up yet. Sources close to Samantha insist Meghan's words completely erased years of shared family moments. Birthdays, graduations, holidays, receipts show the sisters were together well into adulthood. And get this, there's one photo from 2008, crystal clear, showing Meghan at Samantha's college graduation. That's not childhood, that's grown woman territory. So how does that square with being an only child? People who actually knew the family, they remember Samantha driving Meghan to school, helping with homework, even tagging along on shopping trips. That doesn't exactly scream isolation. Critics say Meghan's credibility took a major hit with this contradiction. Now, defenders try to soften it by saying Meghan felt like an only child emotionally, but come on, the optics are brutal. It's Meghan's tearful words about loneliness versus Samantha's stack of receipts showing shared life moments. For Samantha, this wasn't just about a TV interview, it was like her role in Meghan's life was being deleted in real time. That frustration, it hardened into determination. Samantha decided the world needed to see the truth, whether Meghan liked it or not. So here's the million-dollar question. Was Meghan's only child claim just a slip of the tongue or a calculated move? Because let me tell you, the fallout was ugly. This wasn't just a messy family spat anymore, it turned dark. Real fast. Insiders say Samantha became the unexpected punching bag. After Meghan's blockbuster interviews aired worldwide, Samantha was hit with a tidal wave of harassment. And we're not talking about a few mean tweets. No, these were vicious, graphic threats that would make your skin crawl. We're talking about threats of acid attacks, being forced to move homes, and targeted harassment campaigns so coordinated it looked like an entire PR war machine was after her. And behind the curtain, Meghan was paying millions to PR firms to polish her story exactly the way she wanted it told, while, according to court docs, Samantha's public records were allegedly tampered with, painting her like some abusive monster. Calculated? Observers sure thought so. Samantha was shaken, absolutely. But instead of backing down, she leaned in harder. She stopped seeing herself as Meghan's villain and started embracing the role of survivor, the sister who refused to be silenced. And just when you thought the storm couldn't get any bigger, boom! Enter Netflix. Meghan and Harry's mega deal with the streaming giant was supposed to be their victory lap. But honey, it dragged Samantha right back into the spotlight in ways no one expected. When Meghan and Harry signed that multi-million-dollar Netflix deal, it was marketed like their moment. The big chance to finally tell their story, unfiltered their way. But let me tell you, it didn't just amplify Meghan's voice. Oh no, it pulled Samantha right into the fire. Sources say one explosive scene had Christopher Boozy, a tech entrepreneur and die-hard Meghan supporter, outright labeling Samantha as part of a so-called hate group. Imagine that, the world being told you're some sinister online agitator when in reality you're just a 60-year-old woman battling health issues. The optics? A complete disaster. Instead of Meghan looking like the victim of harassment, people started questioning, why paint such a vulnerable figure as a major threat? Insiders claim that moment was Samantha's breaking point. For years, she had been quietly resisting Meghan's narrative, but seeing her name and image broadcast to millions, cemented as malicious in Meghan's glossy Netflix saga, lit a fire under her. If Meghan wanted her silenced, the opposite happened. Samantha doubled down. The irony is just too juicy. That Netflix series, designed to elevate Meghan into global superstardom, ended up giving Samantha more visibility than she ever dreamed of. And with visibility came power. Suddenly, Samantha wasn't just the forgotten half-sister, she was a name, a voice, a counter-narrative. But before the dust could even settle from that fallout, another voice jumped into the chaos. Meghan's father, Thomas Markle. And his words? Oh, they cut like a knife. Thomas didn't hold back. He accused Meghan of creating a completely fake, inauthentic public image. According to him, the lonely child with TV dinners story Meghan told? Total fabrication. He insisted her childhood was nothing like the sad picture she painted. Insiders say he revealed details like family dinners at upscale restaurants, think Musso and Frank, highlighting outings that made Meghan's struggling, lonely kid story sound like a strategic brand, not reality. For Thomas, this wasn't just storytelling, it was rewriting history. And here's the kicker. Observers point out that if Thomas's version is true, then Meghan's carefully curated hardship narrative, the very foundation of her global brand, is cracked at its core. Critics call it a strategy. Supporters defend her emotional truth, but either way, the public fascination only grew. For Samantha, Thomas's blunt revelations were like sweet validation. Finally, their father was backing up her claims, proving Meghan wasn't just twisting Samantha's life, but erasing the whole family. And for viewers, the drama wasn't just sisters at war anymore. It had become a full-blown family implosion, stretching across generations. But just when you thought things couldn't get more controversial, another bomb dropped. The whispers Meghan has never been able to escape came roaring back: the pregnancy rumors. Among all the Meghan scandals, this one has been the most explosive and the most persistent. Insiders say whispers reignited after an old hospital video resurfaced, showing Meghan moving in ways people thought didn't quite line up with a real pregnancy. The bump looked too high, too stiff, even shifting in bizarre ways. Now, most people dismiss this as wild conspiracy nonsense, but let's be real, optics matter. And palace insiders? They were unsettled. One even called the footage classless and tragic behind closed doors. For Meghan, every tiny gesture became magnified into public debate. But for her critics, this rumor became symbolic proof. Meghan carefully curates her image, sometimes to extremes that make people suspicious. Samantha jumped on it, pointing out the controversy only reinforced her argument that Meghan's public persona was a facade, and while the internet was obsessing over bump conspiracies, another narrative was brewing in Hollywood, and trust me, it wasn't pretty. So while Meghan was battling conspiracy whispers online, Hollywood, the very kingdom she was trying to conquer, was starting to cool on her. And let me tell you, that chill was icy. At first, Meghan's Hollywood move looked unstoppable. She had the global name, the royal title, and that juicy Netflix contract. Studios were practically drooling at the chance to cash in on her fame, but insiders now whisper that the buzz has fizzled. Her Netflix cooking series? A flop. It never cracked the weekly charts, never made the cultural splash the streamer banked on, and in Hollywood, that's deadly. Executives are cautious now, keeping Meghan at arm's length. They're sitting back, waiting to see how her brand weathers this storm of family drama and online backlash before throwing more money her way. And here's the tea nobody expected. Prince Harry himself seems to be pulling away from some of Meghan's career moves. Insiders claim he's focusing on his own projects, keeping a little distance from her Hollywood hustle. Of course, that instantly sparked speculation. Are cracks forming behind closed doors? Critics say Meghan's brand, once built on sympathy and sparkle, is losing its shine. Hollywood is brutal like that. One minute you're hot, the next you're yesterday's news. Supporters argue that Meghan still commands global attention, that she's playing the long game, but the mere fact that people are questioning it, that's telling. And Samantha's camp? Oh, they're reveling. To them, Hollywood's hesitation is proof that Meghan's narrative just isn't sticking the way it used to. But guess who else is watching all this unravel? The royals. And according to palace insiders, they're sipping their tea with quiet satisfaction. Behind palace walls, Meghan's meltdown is practically a spectator sport. For years, aides reportedly warned that her obsession with controlling the narrative and exploiting family drama would blow up in her face. And now, they say it's happening in real time. Sources claim senior royals remain completely unwilling to reconcile. They don't trust her, not one bit. Every private interaction risks being twisted into the next headline, the next Oprah moment, the next Netflix scene. So the royal family is holding back, and Meghan is left increasingly isolated. Observers describe it like Shakespeare, a queen wannabe watching her carefully built empire crumble piece by piece under the weight of contradictions and family members who refuse to stay silent. For Samantha, this is vindication. For years, she was dismissed as bitter, irrelevant. Now, she's seen as the challenger to Meghan's picture-perfect story, the thorn that just won't go away. And here's the kicker. The very drama Meghan fought so hard to control has become something far bigger than her. It's no longer just her feud, it's a global spectacle. The question now is, can Meghan rebuild her brand? Or is she doomed to a continued decline? Because one thing's clear, this story isn't over. Not even close. If you thought this breakdown was wild, wait until you hear what's coming next. It ties directly to everything you've just heard, and it makes the whole picture even more explosive. So don't blink, don't scroll, and definitely don't miss it. You're watching Star Spotlight, where the truth behind the headlines always shines brighter.